I am Sally Jenkins, retired educator from Seminole County Public Schools. I'd like to thank the League of Women Voters for the invitation and Dr. Wright inviting me to come and share briefly. Mine is pretty unique in that during the time that I was employed in Seminole County, Dr. Paul Haggerty was the superintendent in 2000. And he wanted someone to do a historical study of desegregation in Seminole County. So that's what I did. While at the University of Central Florida, I had the privilege of working diligently and digging through all of the files at Seminole County School Board, going back to its existence. When it first came into being, right after it broke off from Orange County, which it was originally a part of Orange County. My husband has some information that I'd like to just share briefly with you. The dissertation is on the back and it's about 260 pages, so when you have an opportunity and you'd like to do some reading, I would invite and encourage you to read it. The blessing in this was that I had the opportunity to interview individuals who were key figures in Seminole County Public Schools. Mrs. Nathan being one of them because she was the first student to actually integrate the schools in Seminole County. Mrs. Juanita Harold was another. She was one of the first teachers that was actually transferred from a predominantly black school to a predominantly white school. So for two of the documents that you have, the first one just gives a little synopsis of what the study was all about. The second one gives you factors that lead up to desegregation in Seminole County. So if you look at the early years, you can clearly see that Seminole County operated a segregated school system, a school for whites and a school for blacks. And then you see a breakdown of the different communities within Seminole County. And then how we transferred down to the mid-century in Seminole County, you can see that still you had white schools, and the white schools are listed, and you had the black schools. And then the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was passed, but still rejected by Seminole County School Board. As a result of that, the Department of Justice filed a suit on July 10, 1970, for failure of the district to actually end their dual system. The study was very moving and capturing for me because I had the opportunity to listen to individuals who were there and who actually poured out their hearts about what transpired. If you have an opportunity to read it, you'll see that there were so many inequities for blacks in that during that particular time. And there were individuals who were very courageous, and they were determined that they wanted to end this type of behavior that was detrimental to black children and to black educators. From facilities, there were just so many different things. Teacher pay. If you have an opportunity to read it, you will really have an in-depth understanding of what actually transpired. The other document that I did prepare, starting with Brown versus Board of Education, 1954, is just a timeline that's included in the dissertation itself. You can see from the timeline what transpired. From 1960, of course, we had the Civil Rights Movement going on, and then the Civil Rights Act was passed, And then it was 1968 when Seminole County moved towards integration because they had no choice. Mr. Doug Stenstrom, whose Stenstrom Elementary was actually named after, was the school board attorney at that time. And I remember in interviewing him, the emotions that he had, because he said there were some individuals who would rather see the public school system shut down, closed down, before black and white students actually went to school together. And he felt that they were really moving towards privatization. So if they privatized everything, there would be many students who would not have an opportunity to be educated because all students would not be able to afford a private school. As we go down in 1970, you see when the suit was filed, and then you'll see that there were various attorneys that were assigned to Seminole County Public Schools to monitor what was happening. And then for a period of time, nothing transpired. There were no attorneys actually assigned to the district at all. And then in 1995, there was a desegregation compliance review. And after that period in 96, the first consent decree was established. That is the agreement with the Justice Department of what the district was going to do to comply. After that, we had a series of consent decrees. At the time of completion of my dissertation, the district had not attained total unitary status. However, in certain areas, they had met unitary status, and those are listed there. But again, I would just encourage you, if you're interested in the history of desegregation in Seminole County, please, I think UCF probably has it, they have them all online now. I would encourage you to read the dissertation. Thank you.